Lesson 9.2, solving the linear equation in the form of ax plus b equals c. Okay, there's our objectives, same thing as before. And the procedure is going to be for this one, combine like terms on both sides of the equation, use the addition principle of equality, and add the opposite of the constant b to both sides of the equation, and then use the multiplication property. Okay, we're kind of combining what we just did in the last examples. Okay, we'll go through some examples on this one. It's going to help out a lot. Okay, we'll look at the first example they give us. They give us 3x plus 3 equals negative 18. Notice what they're doing first, rewrite the equation. Then they're going to take this 3 and subtract off a 3 from both sides, therefore reducing out this 3, leaving just the 3x equals 21, negative 21, sorry. Then notice they're going to divide off the 3, which reduces it out, and then divide negative 21 by 3, and you get x equals negative 17. You can go back in there and check that out, plug everything back in, and when you do, you get a true statement of negative 18 equals negative 18. So let's jump in here and we'll go and do a couple of examples. Okay, well we've got negative 26 equals 2y minus 14 minus 4y. Okay, first off what you're going to want to do is you always combine like terms. Okay, notice here I have a y here and a y here. So combine those. I got 2 minus 2y, or you can do negative 4y plus 2, doesn't really matter. But when I combine those, let's go and rewrite the whole equation here, and we get negative 26 equals, well, I like to go and keep my variable up front because I know that this guy is going to get moved here pretty soon. So I'm going to have negative 2y minus 14. Okay, well notice now we got negative 26 equals negative 2y. And then we're going to take that negative 14 and get him to the other side. So let's go and come in here, and we're going to add 14, okay, to both sides. So let's go to negatives, and we're going to go ahead and start adding this. So we're going to go back the opposite direction now. So let me get back out my pen here. And you got negative 26 plus 14, and that's going to give me negative 12. Make sure I get the black here. Yes, I got it. Negative 12 equals negative 2y, and then now we're going to do the division property like we talked about in the deal, and we're going to come in here and divide both sides by negative 2 to get this y by itself. So notice here that's going to reduce that out. Well, a negative and a negative, they're going to cancel. Okay, that's going to make a positive, so you get 12 divided by 2, which is going to be 6. Okay, give me 1 second here. Yes, this. Sorry, having to find my black. So you're going to end up getting y equals 6, which you can go back in there and check. You can go negative 26 equals 2 times 6 minus 14 minus 4 times 6. Well, 2 times 6 is going to be 12. This right here, a negative 4 and a negative 6 is going to be a negative 24. Okay, let's rewrite over here. So I'm going to have 12 minus 14, okay, minus, is this 24 here? Okay, so you got 12 minus 14, okay, that's going to give you a negative 2 minus 24, and that's going to give us negative 26. So it's going to say negative 26 is equal to negative 26, which works out great. Okay, we got another equation here. Let's take a look at it, and we've got a whole bunch of ugly decimals here, which I do believe even in your notes or maybe even in the PowerPoint, they go ahead and multiply this by 100, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in here and multiply both sides by 100, and what that's going to do is give me just something cleaner to work with. You don't have to do this if you use your calculator, but even using your calculator can make things a little bit easier. So move everything over by 2 decimal places to the right, going in the positive direction, and rewrite. So I've got 1,653 minus 1,800, and that's going to be 1,820, sorry, minus 623, all equal to 120. And don't forget your variable like I did there. Okay, let's come in here, and you've got 1653 minus 623. That's going to give us a positive 1030, so that's going to be a negative 1820z, okay, plus 1030, all equal to 120. Notice I've got a positive there. So let's come in here and do a subtract of 1030, and we're going to have to do that to both sides, sticking with our property and our rules. That reduces out, and we're going to be left with, right, negative 1820z is equal to, well, 120 minus 1030 is going to give us a negative 910. Okay, well, I need to come in here and go and get that z by itself. Well, since I've got multiplication happening, I'm going to go ahead and divide. And here I'll just go ahead and do 1820 negative. Don't forget the negative. And then I've got 1820 negative here. Do the math on that. So divide off by negative 910 divided by negative 1820, and we get 0.5. So z, okay, is going to equal 0.5, which then you can go in there and just plug it right back in if you'd like. And once you do that, you're going to find out that works out just fine. Let's do it over here. We'll do it in blue up here, and I've got 16.53 minus 18.2 multiplied by 0.5 minus 6.23 is all equal to 1.2. Well, let's do 16.53 minus 18.2 times 0.5 minus 6.23, and I get 1.2. So 1.2 does equal 1.2. So that works out. All right, let's look at this one. A lot simpler on this one. Notice we've just got multiplication happening, so we can just come straight in here, and let's just go straight to the division. Okay, divide off the 3.3 off both sides. And yes, you could have come in here and said, I'm gonna multiply everything by 10 to get rid of the decimal. But on this one, you can just jump straight to your calculator. So you've got negative 16.5 divided by 3.3. And that's going to give me a 5. Okay, so it's going to say x equals 5, which you can check. You can do 3.3 multiplied by 5, and that should equal, no, I'm very sorry, it's going to be a negative 5, because notice I almost made a mistake here. I have this negative here, that's going to create it. This is a negative and a positive, that's going to create a negative there. So make sure you put that there, and let's see if that's going to equal negative 16.5. Well, 3.3 times 5. Yep, negative 16.5 does equal negative 16.5. So that gives us a check mark there. All right, let's try another one. All right, dealing with a fraction here. Okay, let's go ahead and do what we've done before. Get this fraction to the other side. Now, I'll be honest. On this one, I'm probably going to just try to get rid of the all the fractions first. So to do that, let's notice between 6, 2, and 9, I have a LCD of 18. Well, let's go ahead and multiply everything by 18. Okay? And notice when I do that here, this is going to reduce to a 1. That will reduce to a 3. This will reduce to a 1. This will reduce to 9. This will reduce to a 1, this to a 2, and then we can rewrite this as something that looks a lot nicer. Well, I've got 3 times 5 here. That's going to give me 15x. And then I've got, what, 9 times 5 here? Let me double check. Yes, I got 9 times 5, which is going to give me a minus 45, all equal to a negative 20. A lot nicer looking than the one just above. So coming in here, let's go ahead and start doing our reducing. Okay, whenever we do that, I can go ahead and add 15 to both sides. Or sorry, add 45. Thinking ahead of myself. Add 45 to both sides. You got negative 20 plus 45. That's going to give me 25. Okay, so I've got 15x all equal to 25. Then I'm going to take the 15 and I'm going to divide it from the x, like so. Then do 25 divided by 15, and that gives me 1.6. But remember, here's the trick. They gave this to me as a fraction, so I need to turn the answer back in as a fraction. So you want to make sure that this, go ahead and just reduce this in fraction form. Don't do it as a decimal. So here you're going to get x equals 25 over 15, which you will notice will reduce to 5/3, which you can come back in and check and make sure that that works out just fine. You can plug that back in, which we won't do, but it will work. Okay, so we're going to just jump right in and start doing some Hawks lessons and see how that works out.